my dear students. Today we will be discussing about the key exchange algorithm, which is performed using elliptic curve cryptography. So basically, most of the public key crypto systems demand the use of the key sharing protocol. And this slide probably explains you the steps to be followed for public key cryptography using ECC. In fact, most of the public key crypto systems use two types of keys. One is the private key, another one is public key. As you know that the public key will be shared between the parties, but private key will be individualistic. What are the global public elements in this ECC based key exchange? In fact, the main objective of this particular key exchange algorithm is to generate the particular secret key at the user level with the shared keys. That means that the secret key will not be shared. Secret key will be generated based on the keys shared between the two users. First one is global public element. The first one, we will be sharing the details about the curve. That is, curve equation can be shared, or the prime field required for constructing the curve, and the two important variables a and b. And with q, the prime q, a and b, we will be able to construct the curve. That is y square equal to x cube plus ax plus b. Mod p, y square equal to x cube plus ax plus b mod p, where p is the prime. So we will be sharing the q, a and b, right? Or either in the prime field zp or in the binary field 2 power m. Any field can be chosen for this. And we have to share the point g. On what point the scalar multiplication process is going to be carried out. So the g will be shared. So these two elements are global public elements. That is the curve, the elliptic curve, and then the point on which the operations are going to be performed. And at the user A, first user is generating a key. User A with his private key NA, he will be computing the public key PA using the formula PA equal to NA into G. Of course, you can understand that this is a simple scalar multiplication process. What is NA? NA is a number chosen, and based on the condition, NA should be less than N. So probably one equation suggests that N into G is equal to 0. Based on that, N should be a large number, and all the numbers, that is at the user A, he will be choosing a private key NA, and the user B will be choosing a private scalar NB. So for both NA and NB, the condition is NA and NB must be less than N. They must be less than N. And after that, with NA, and of course user A and user B will be knowing the point G because it is a shared element, public element. User A computes the public key by applying the scalar multiplication between the chosen NA and the point G. So he will be generating one public key PA. So what he does is he shares the computed public key to user B. And at the user side, as he chooses the NB, after choosing the NB, he performs one scalar multiplication with the G. As you know that G is a public element. So both user A and user B will be performing scalar multiplication using the same point. They will be performing scalar multiplication using the same point, but the scalar will be different at user A and user B. Therefore, PA will not be equal to PB. After generation of the public key at the user A shares his public key to user B, and vice versa. User B shares his or her computed public key to user A. Therefore, now User A will be having PB, user B will be having PA. So both of them will be having both public keys. Now the secret key has to be computed. So in fact the secret key can be used for some other purpose. But for the third party, the secret key will not be known, because the main discrete logarithm problem in the elliptic curve cryptography is, suppose we are computing a point, new point q equal to k into p, where k is a scalar and p is a point. Here we are computing Na into g, p equal to Na into g. Now when you compute a value q equal to Na, q equal to k into p, given k value and p value we can compute q, but given q value and p value it is very difficult to compute k. That is why elliptic curve cryptography is considered as one of the most strong public key crypto systems. That means I give you k, a scalar k and point p, so by just performing scalar multiplication we will be able to generate q. But given point q and point p, we have to reverse engineer to find out the scalar k, because scalar k has to be known for some computation. That means if you perform some cryptanalysis to decrypt what is k, it is very difficult. That is very difficult process in the elliptical cryptography. Now user A is computing his secret key by performing Na into Pb. Na into Pb, and user B performs the secret key computation by performing one more scalar multiplication, that is Nb into Pa. So what happens? Both of them will be getting same answer. Both of them will be getting same answer, because if you take k equal to Na into Pb, Pb can be substituted as Pb is equal to Nb into G. So Na into Nb into G. So Na into Nb into G. So if you just interchange the position, Nb into Na into G. So Nb into Na into G at the user A, Na into Nb into G at the user B. So both of them will give the same answer. Okay. So both of them will be getting same answer. The secret key computed by user A and user B must result in the same value. But what are the things shared? Both of them will be sharing public keys. Global elements, normal global elements are curve related components, and the point. After that, both of them are computing their corresponding public keys. Finally, they will be computing the secret key. The important point to be noted is the secret key is computed by user A and user B will be same. Without sharing any details about it, they will be able to compute the secret key. This is the very important process involved in public key crypto system. Now I explained this particular algorithm with a small example. This is the problem I have chosen to explain this concept numerically. For a curve E11 of 1,6 with a point G equal to 2,7, the user A has a private key Na equal to 2, with user B having a private key Nb equal to 3. Now, as per the problem statement, we have to compute the public keys Pa and Pb and also the final secret key, right? As you already know that the secret key computed at both user A level and user B level must be same, but the public keys will be different, because they will be choosing different different scalars. So this is the equations to be done is given. First we have to compute Pa. What is Pa? Pa equal to Na into G. So what is the curve equation in this? It's a mod 11 curve. So y square equal to x cube plus A is equal to 1, x cube plus x plus 6, y square equal to x cube plus x plus 6. That is the equation mod 11. So P is equal to 11. And in fact, the corresponding equations are given here. So this process uses Na equal to 2. Therefore, the point is equal to 2 comma 7. Therefore, simply we have to perform doubling operation, and the corresponding equations are given here for point doubling. In fact, when P is equal to Q, the lambda computation goes like this. Lambda is equal to 3xp square plus A divided by 2yp mod P, where P is equal to 11 here. And XR can be computed by performing lambda square minus xp mod P, with YR equal to lambda into xp minus XR. That is the immediate XR computed has to be used for computation of YR minus YP. Now look at the computation. Now what is XP? XP here is 2, YP here is 7. So just apply in this equation, lambda equation. 3 into 2 square plus 1, that is xp is equal to 2. 3 into 2 square plus 1 divided by 2 into 7. Yp is equal to 7. So 3 into 2 square. So 4 into 3, 12 plus 1, 13. 13 divided by 14, because denominator 2 into 7, therefore 14. So 13 by 14 mod 11. 13 mod 11 is 2, and 14 mod 11 is in fact 3. See, 1 by 3. So 2 by 3 mod 11. So 3 inverse mod 11 is equal to 4. Therefore 2 into 4 mod 11 is equal to 8. So lambda is equal to 8. We have to apply the computed lambda for computation of XR and YR. And when you are applying that, XR equal to 8 square minus 4, that is 64 minus 4, that is equal to 60 mod 11. 60 mod 11 is equal to 5. And when you compute YR, it will be 8 into lambda into xp minus XR. Lambda is 8, xp is 2 minus XR. XR here is 5. Already we computed, no? So we have to compute, we have to substitute that. Minus 7. 7 is YP. YP is given here, right? So 8 into 2 minus 5. 2 minus 5 minus 3. So minus 24. Minus 24 minus 7 is equal to minus 31 mod 11, which is equal to 2. Minus 31 mod 11 is equal to 2. So the point doubling gives us a new point. It generates a new point PA, which is equal to 5 comma 2. This is at the user A. So what user A has done now? User A has computed his public key, and now he is going to share this to user B. And now let us come to user B. Just like the user A who computed the public key PA, now user B has to compute his or her own public key. Now look at the NB, because as per the problem given, NB is equal to 3. So NB is equal to 3, G is equal to 2 comma 7. Now what we have to do is 3 into 2 comma 7, that can be computed by 2G plus G. 3 into G is equal to 2G plus G. 2G has been already computed, so I am just taking the value computed, but at the user B level, he has to first compute 2 into G, after that G. So 1 point doubling operation and 1 point addition operation. At the user A level, he will be performing only 1 point doubling, because the NA value is equal to 2. But at the user B level, because the value chosen is 3, therefore 3G is equal to 2G plus G. So 1 point doubling operation, after that 1 point addition. I am just using the point which was computed at the user A, but please understand that at the user B level, both point doubling and point addition have to be performed. So XP is equal to 5, YP is equal to 2, that is the result of 2G, and then G value is 2, for G value XQ is equal to 2, YQ is equal to 7. Now this is settled. Now compute the lambda. Lambda equation when p is not equal to 2 is different. P is not equal to q is different. So yq minus yp divided by xq minus xp. What is yq here? Yq is 7. 7 minus 2 divided by 2 minus 5. So 7 minus 2 is 5 and 2 minus 5 is minus 3. So minus 3 mod 11 is equal to 8. So 5 by 8 mod 11. So 1 by 8, that is 8 inverse mod 11 is now gives us an answer 5 into 47 mod 11, that is equal to 2. So this is the value we have computed. Sorry, this is not 5 into 47. This is actually 5 into 7, not 47. This is 5 into 7. So that means 8. 8 inverse mod 11 is equal to 7. So 5 into 7 mod 11, that is equal to 35 mod 11. 35 mod 11 is equal to 2. 35 mod 11 is equal to 2. So after computation of lambda is equal to 2, now you apply that lambda in computation of XR. So XR equal to 2 square. 2 square minus XP minus XQ. XP is 5, XQ is 2. So 2 square minus 5 minus 2, that is 4 minus 7. So minus 3 mod 11, that is equal to 8. And coming to YR, use the lambda. 2 into XP minus XR. XP is 5 and XR is 8. So 5 minus 8 minus 3. So minus 6 minus 2. So minus 8 mod 11, that is equal to 3. So the point for NB into G, that is 3 into 2 comma 7 is 8 comma 3. And this is performed at the user B at the user B side. So as I already told you, user B must perform one point doubling operation and subsequently point addition operation, wherein the user B will compute only will perform the scalar multiplication only through the doubling process because of the value chosen. That's it. Now PA and PB are over. Now after computation of PA, the user A shares the computed PA to user B. So using that, user B will be computing the secret key. And now what happens? User B will be sharing the computed PB to user A, so that this is in fact a key exchange protocol, right? So instead of sharing the key as such, what we do is we are sharing some indirect way of sharing the key, which means that the third party will not be able to derive or decrypt what the key is shared in fact. Now coming at the user A level, now user A has access to public key of the B, that is PB. So computation of K equal to NA into PB. What is NA? We have chosen NA equal to 2, right? User A has chosen a scalar value NA equal to 2 and PB equal to 8 comma 3. Just now we computed, right? So PB is equal to 8 comma 3. Therefore now here scalar value is equal to 2. So one doubling is sufficient. So XP equal to 8 and YP equal to 3. Now you calculate lambda. So 3 into XP square plus 1 divided by 2 into YP. So 3 into 8 square plus 1 divided by 2 into 3 mod 11, which is nothing but 193 by 6 mod 11. So 6 inverse mod 11 is equal to 2. So 193 into 2 mod 11, that results in a value 1. So lambda is equal to 1 as the intermediate computational value. Now you compute XR. XR equal to lambda square minus XP minus XQ. That is 1 square minus 8 minus 8, because when you keep p is equal to q, xp is equal to xq, yp is equal to yq. So minus 16, 1 minus 16 minus 15 mod 11, that is equal to 7. So because minus 4 mod 11 will come. So minus 4 mod 11 is equal to 11 minus 4, that is equal to 7. Similarly, in the same way, if you apply the equation y for yr computation, 1 into 8 minus 7 minus 3, that is equal to 1 minus 3 mod 11. So minus 2 mod 11 gives you the yr equal to 9. So finally, the user A has successfully computed the secret key k equal to 7, 9. Now the problem does not end here. Now we have to ensure whether user B is also getting the same k. Then only the problem that we have computed is correct. So now let us go to user B side. Now what the user B is provided? The user B is provided with the public key of A. That is, PA will be available with the user B. Now how user B has to compute the secret key? K equal to NB into PA. Now let us go to the user B side. Now this is user B side. So K equal to NB into PA. This is happening at the user B side. So now you look at it, look at the NB value. NB value is 3. As per the problem, NB value is 3 and PA value is 5, 2. Look at this. This is the we got PA equal to 5, 2, which was now sent to user B stage. Now user B has an access to PA. So it is 3 into 5, 2. So 3 into PA, which is equal to 2PA plus PA. 2PA can be performed by one doubling process and after that one addition process. So first to compute 2PA. 2PA is nothing but point doubling. So PA is 5, 2. Take 5, 2 for XP and YP respectively. So 3 into XP square. XP is 5. 3 into 5 square plus 1 divided by 2 into 2. So 3 into 5 square, 25. 75 plus 1, 76. 76 by 4, that is equal to 19 mod 11. 19 mod 11 is equal to 8. And now subsequently compute XR. XR equal to 8 square minus 5 minus 5. That is 64 minus 10. That is equal to 54 mod 11. That results in a value 10. Similarly, YR can be computed by applying the formula lambda equal to XP minus XR minus YP mod P. That gives you a value minus 9 mod 11, that is equal to 2. So the intermediate value, that is 2PA, is equal to 10, 2. That means if you apply point doubling to the point 5, 2, it gives you a value 10, 2. Now this is just an intermediate step. So what is our objective is we have to calculate 3 into PA. Now 2PA is over. So 2PA plus PA needs to be performed. So 2PA we can take XP, YP. PA can be taken as XQ, YQ. So XP is equal to 10, YP is equal to 2, XQ is equal to 5 and YQ is equal to 2. Now lambda equation is different because P is not equal to Q. So YQ minus YP divided by XQ minus XP, that's the slope equation mod 11. So 2 minus 2 divided by 5 minus 10. So 2 minus 2 is 0, numerator is 0, so lambda is equal to 0. Now coming to XR, lambda square minus XP minus XQ. So since it is 0, 0 square minus 10, because XP is 10 here, 10 minus 5, XQ is 5. So minus 15 mod 11, again minus 4 mod 11, that is equal to 7. And YR is equal to minus 2 mod 11, which gives you a value 9. Therefore, the final secret key, that means by applying 3 into PA, we get a secret key of K equal to 7, 9. Right? Now you look at this previous answer. computation of K at user A. At user A level, user A gets a secret key value 7,9 by performing NA into PB, and at the user B level, he also gets the same key, that is 7,9, by computing NB into PA. So now the both the keys are same. Therefore, our all the computations are exactly correct. And this is how the secret keys are shared in the key exchange based on the elliptic curve crypto system.